Hello, welcome to the Hyperspace trial in Murray, Kentucky. Substituting for Dion, I am Gordon Berg of the Stay on Target podcast. I am joined with
Brandon Thayer, a.k.a. Brando Calrissian from Cleveland's Burning River Squadron.
Hey, Brandon.
What's going on, Gordon?
Well, I am enjoying my first round bye, Brandon. How about you, sir?
I'm also enjoying my first round bye.
So we thought we would just sit down and commentate on the match at hand. I do not know if there will be any commentators after this match. I guess it depends on how people do, and maybe they'll hop in. Oh, wow. Now I'm hearing echo on my phone. Let's close it down. I can follow chat in the phone. There's going to be lag and delay. As far as stats go and updating, I am told there was someone not at the site, somewhere else that is watching the stream, and then depending on what's going on, they will then update. So we don't have controls over the stats at the moment. There will be a lag, so bear with us. And for the most part, we're not paying too much attention to the chat. I will try to occasionally. I'm just not very good at commenting in general. Have you ever tried to do commentary on a game before?
Never.
It's hard. In fact, what I may do instead is have you take the lead, and that way when you blow it, I can say it's your fault and not mine.
Excellent idea.
Okay, good idea. Okay, so what we have here is we have Michael Mangold. He is local to Murray. Dion asked for someone local if they were willing to get on the event, and so he's running some kind of, looks like resistance, right?
Looks like it's Rebel. He's just using the...
Well, yeah, but if you've got Lulo and Tally...
He's using the Scum Falcon.
Scum? Wait, hold on.
He's just using a different model.
Oh, the model itself. I'm being literal here, as it says on the name. Okay, and then the other side is Alex Smittle. For those of you who know him, he is out of Missouri, I think, the Arch Alliance, St. Louis.
I believe so.
He is a player of renown. Looks like he's rocking the TIE Swarm there. This version doesn't quite seem to be the same. Is this the Swarm? It is the Swarm Tactics version, so the idea is to get a bunch of higher initiative shots going with it. All right, so here we go. Obviously, they are acting as rabbits there, the A's. The last thing you want to ever do is joust a TIE Swarm.
Absolutely.
Unless you have reason to do so and think you can survive all its shots. But the idea is to make the TIE player fly. So what will be interesting here is Alex going to leverage... Oh, I'm sure there's telestrator ability in this thing, but I don't even want to attempt it. Obviously, there's that huge basket of rocks you see right there where Alex is probably going to dial up. Is he doing like 3 banks here is what I want to see. Nope, he's doing straight. So... the option Alex is going to have at this point as a TIE player is depending on how much these ships fly. He may just opt to just set up K-turns.
That's what I think. Try and get Han out where he can't park behind all the debris and get his
Or
goodies.
he's going to dial up hard ones and then pick his lane. The problem with this is while he can buy some time on the hard one, then on the follow-up turn, he's going to kind of have to commit because these things move fast, right? Your slowest move is a 2.
Yes.
And so depending on, so let's say he's deciding, you know what, I'm going after Han there. He's going to have to hard one and then really commit on the banks and then give chase to that A-wing, which means then he will end up getting flanked by those Zs or the A-wings, and he may not care. You know, you gotta part of the game is figuring out who you want to try to take out first, assuming they present that to you.
So who does Alex want to take out first?
Who does Michael go for?
Who does Alex go for?
Who does Alex go for? Well, okay, so if you've never faced a TIE Swarm before, the current generation, you want to probably take out Iden first, because if you go for someone else, Iden's just going to burn her charge.
No, who does the TIE Swarm player want to take out?
That's what I was talking about. I was talking about Alex was... You know, in general, Alex probably wants to take out Han because let's say this game goes for a while, you want to, and that's worth a lot of points. Maybe you can get the majority of your points there. And let's see, how does this ship load it out? It's got what, Trick Shot and 3PO and Rose and Rey. So if you're not within Rey's arc, you're probably going to be able to get a lot of damage in, but that can also, because it's got the Rey's title and Rey crew, it can mitigate a lot of damage if within arc. So you clearly want to be chasing that ship and taking it out. You don't necessarily want to keep jousting the Falcon there. What's interesting is you've got the A's that have split off, which is generally good. You always want to force your opponent into a choice. I wish I practiced that theory of flying. I tend to make it easy for my opponents, but that's good. I like that. And so he's got some options here. Chances are Michael is going to dial up. I can't tell which ship that is on the far left, but there's a good chance, since the ship is not stressed, he's just going to dial up a hard one and just see what it is Alex is going to do. Like, for example, let's say Alex does the hard one left in towards the middle of the board. You're going to see probably then, if Michael dialed up a hard one right, and then chances are he can then boost focus forward. He's now clear to do a 5 forward or whatever to get around that asteroid on the far left of our screen there, yes. Left center, and then come around and start flanking the swarm. Equally good is if Alex dials up the K turns because he's selling out to go after Han. At that point, that ship on the far left is like, oh, well, I'm good here, at least for a couple turns. So, the middle A there is probably safe to probably do a 2 bank and come in. I'm curious. Okay, so neither moves. He's like, no, thank you, sir. I am not going to let you flank me, says Alex. And hopefully that A wing dialed up a hard 1 and is not going to take a lot of shots there, and then now has an escape vector out. What would be sad is if he had dialed up, say, a 3 bank or something. So. All right. Let me ask the chat. I'm looking at my phone here. How are things? Stream okay? Etc. Oh, great. Now I've got my friends screaming at me in chats. Leave me alone. I'm trying to be a professional like Dion here. Trying not to ruin his product. Okay. Wow. Raced in there.
I can't tell for sure, but I think that's Tally there. I think Lulo's the one
right.
far away.
Lulo really, really wants to flank, right? Because he wants to be safe to take his stress and get the max dice. He doesn't like then taking return shots where he's then reduced on his defense. So, right, that's probably a safe assumption. Okay. Hi, Christoph.
So he turned out. So this is looking good for Alex here.
Oh, he
bailed.
He knew. See, it's almost as if he knew for a fact that dangling Lulo, assuming that's Lulo, as a rabbit, that was going to happen. And the nice thing about that is it's okay to turn away because, in theory, you can still shoot out the rear if the actions afford you to rotate the arc. So this ought to be interesting. Now, the cool thing about this is Alex hasn't committed to anything. What's nice about that 3 bank there is he still threatened if Lulo had come in, but he is still afforded the luxury of hard 1. God, I have no idea how loud my voice is. I know they're a couple tables over, but I don't want them to hear what I'm saying because God knows I'm loud. He's now afforded the ability to do hard 1 lefts and still threaten those other 2 ships that are trying to flank him right now. So if I had to guess, I would do the hard 1s. He still has plenty of room to operate after that. It's the great way for the TIE player to slow down is dialing up the hard 1s. They're always sad when they have to go 2 or faster, and they may or may not have targets there. So this ought to be interesting. If I was the resistance player, I'd probably dial up a 3 bank right off of the Falcon. All right, try to shoot up that board edge. Might even do a hard 2 because chances are even with the hard 1s, you're not going to take that. You can take maybe half the shots from the swarm. So we'll see.
The hard 3 might probably, or the soft 3 might leave you close to that
I don't
debris
like,
there.
I don't like a soft 3 out of.
I mean, you'll clear it now, but it's gonna. affect you next move.
They no longer have hard ones. I don't think they have. Do they have bank ones on the?
They do have bank ones. They lost the hard one.
That might
gain
be
the
okay.
hard
And
three.
then he's got boost on it, but it's what, red?
It is red.
Yeah. I'm almost wondering if he wants to see.
And I believe, I can't remember, but I think the Resistance Falcon, I think their hard twos
Maybe
are
a
red.
bank one is the best move there because it gives him the most options on the follow-up turn. Whoa, not a hard one, but a hard three. That is a sell-out move. But then if you think about it, he then still has room to keep maintaining that turn, that direction on the follow-up turns, like, say, the hard ones on the subsequent turn. So Alex is doing a really, really good job of just cutting off a third of the map and still keeping his options open. So that's interesting. I'm wondering what the escape pass is for Tally here. Because if she, assuming that is Tally, if she didn't go fast, that is bad news bears for her. A 5 forward and a boost might be an option there. Not taking many shots, if any.
She'd take a couple with a
She'd
5.
take a couple, yeah.
I think she turns out.
Which you think she,
I think she turns out towards Han.
Okay. So all right, she could have dialed up a hard 2.
Hard
right?
1 or hard 2.
Hard 1, hard 2. Yep, present the rear.
Barrel or a boost, whatever.
That's good. This is the problem with the swarm. You spend more time moving than anything else. I'm glad to see people are sticking with it and that it's having success. It is such a huge archetype. It is a lot of fun to fly if you can get your guns on target. I've flown it a couple times in hyperspace events, not in the trials. I've been flying the 5A wings lately, but I've gotten in my share of the swarms and I love it. Oh, see how Nicholas there, Gaspari, just subscribed? This is where Dean would say thank you. Thank you, Nicholas.
Thanks, Nicholas.
See, I should have worked out a deal where for every subscription, maybe I get a percentage. That would have been great. I failed in that. Did you negotiate
You get
a deal
a quarter
with Dion?
portion.
Yeah. One quarter portion, right. Excuse to say that, exactly. Brandon, were you were at Outrider, right? For the
I was not at Outrider.
You were not at
I
Outrider.
was supposed to go and end up having to work.
They did well. Were you even part of the team? Or
I was on the team, but had to cancel because I had to work.
What
But they
horrible
did well.
job are you at that you have to go work? Please say so.
Please say something. I don't want to say where I work.
don't blame you. I don't blame you.
But no, they
Oh
did
my
good.
gosh! Look
Oh,
at that.
she went in.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's no
That
good.
is not. I mean, what choice do you have but to like focus and boost away? But then that's gonna get maybe 2 shots. It's hard to see at this angle, but chances are that lead ship is still gonna have arc on you. Oh dear! I think
They're all gonna have arc, whatever.
Michael was counting, I think, on maybe the hard one and thought he had the distance to not take as many shots. You know, suicide would be to try to boost in towards the swarm to try to leverage the ability. That is only going to work for just one of the attacks. I don't think between Han and Tally you're going to be able to clear a ship to minimize what's coming back at you, again, because of Iden. Iden's going to practically guarantee all of the ships are shooting here.
Yes.
So let's see what happens. All right, so that's the one bank. I like that move. And then it's still such a big base, and you've got that debris right there just off ahead to the...
It looks like he'd still be able to go straight.
I mean, he
and
goes straight,
clear
but
it.
then what that does is that insanely telegraphs where you're going to be.
Yeah.
This really does afford the swarm the hard-won maneuvers next turn to still get guns on. So it'll be interesting to see who Alex commits to, because if he can start in on the Falcon now, he can then probably still get the next 2 rounds of shooting on that ship. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Hopefully, I'm assuming he's got the dice camera set up. Let's see. I mean, why wouldn't you have the whole chroma box set up? But let's see what's going on.
3 hits coming in from Han. Not sure who he's shooting into.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like if you're not shooting Iden, you might as well be. Okay, range 3 burns the focus, so only 1 damage. And if that was Iden, Iden will take it. Not gonna burn its charge. There's Tally.
This is going into Tally.
So it's range 3 as well. Let's see, I can't see how many dice. Yeah, range 3 as well. Natty's enough to block that. Now this is where it's going to be painful. Oh my gooses.
There's 2 shields there. I got to focus. So at least
the
1.
The 3 attacks went against. Who was that? Okay, who would be doing the 3 out of that? Someone's like one of them. One of the abilities. Gideon
It would have
has
been
to
Wampa.
It would have been right. Swarm tack is up to Wampa, and then right, and then that's how you get the 3. Gideon can't get its 3rd until there's what, damage?
Yes.
Yeah, right. And then let's see on this. Yep, good enough. So this round is definitely going in Alex's favor so far. The burden of execution is insanely on the Swarm player, but if they can pull it off, it is just such a devastating list. All right. It's got blocked. All right, let's finish out the attacks. Yep. And then do me a favor, Brandon. When they go back to dials, I know that someone is watching will get the stats update and everything with this, but when they go back and set their dials, go tell me what the damage report is.
Got it.
Like who is shooting who. There we go. There we go. So it's obvious that, heroic?
There it
This
is.
is my favorite upgrade in the game.
Looks like he's going to take 1.
Well, taking 1, right? Okay, so the shots looks like definite. All right.
It's like 1 shield.
1 shield after all of
that.
1 shield. All right. What I'm curious about is was anything done to the Falcon at all? Like, did he split his fire?
All right,
Do me a favor and go check and see. Thanks. What's that? Probably, but I'm not going to touch Dion stuff. Even if we did blow up the screen on this thing, I've got old man eyes. I'd still have to squint. All right. Right. It's not that. Oh, okay. So it says stats aren't updating right now, so that's okay. So that's that. Durandal is probably our offline stats checker. Hi, Dion. Aren't you supposed to be playing a game right now?
Yeah, I'm in the game. I set my dials really fast.
You're really good.
This round. Nothing's broken?
No, everything's good. By the way, I've negotiated for every subscription.
Okay.
I get like a quarter portion.
Oh, okay. Who'd you negotiate that with?
Uh-huh.
All right, so after that round of shooting, we got 1 damage on Luo and 1 on Howl Runner.
That's it?
That is it.
So even though I still say that's in favor of Alex, that is disappointing that is all he got. However, when that's what happens when it's range 3 combat, right? Those extra dice can matter. Okay, so the Swarm could do the 2 banks into the left. I almost feel like he should be doing the 1 hards, but then again, I'm not the best of Swarm players, so we'll see what happens. You just really feel like hands like, nope, I'm out. He's got to go far enough forward and then still have an escape path afterwards, but again, whether the Swarm does the 1 hards or the 2 hards or the 3 hards, it's still going to very much threaten that Falcon. Let's see. Do we have it updated as to who are the total points? Who's the first player? Did I miss all of that? You've got, what, 5, 5, 6 as opposed to I think Alex is the first player anyway, which means Tally is probably reacting to the majority of the swarm. Tally could easily dial up, say, a hard 2 to the left, still be able to take a focus and a rotate arc, and probably still threaten the list. That's really close. You know, if Tally doesn't seem to be stressed, because right?
No, she's
and that's part of the reason why Tally did that, is so that the hard 3 is an option for the A-Wing. So right there, if she did a hard 2, that'd be a bump, and that's and at that angle, probably a hard 3 gets her as well. So I'm wondering where Tally's going to go and still be able to take her focus. A-Wings love the ability to take their focus. Well, I say that with the assumption that, other than it's obvious that it's helpful on defense, but I say that with the assumption that advanced optics are on these A's. So this is where it takes a half hour to move the whole swarm.
What do you think Han does here?
I mean, if I was Han, I'd want to leverage that. Like, you know you're taking a round of fire from this. Nothing you can do about it. So I guess you're hoping you can leverage that debris to not only get the benefits of trick shot, where you're getting all the benefits from, like, you don't have Cure on this list, right? No, because this is the Resistance. That's the Scum version. So you're still wanting to get the benefit of trick shot, and then helps you with the extra defense on those shots. But the thing is based on how Alex has these ships, he's just going to do the exact same thing again next turn and really punish that Falcon. So this is where there's a ripple effect of the decisions you make in the game, where when Alex had done that 3 bank as opposed to hard turning in or doing straight and setting up, say, the K-turns, he just had all of this room to operate in that basket to keep doing the turns. So, really great job of Alex by flying that. I'm going to make him give me $1 for giving him compliments. Yeah.
Make it 5.
Yeah.
For you.
$5? That's good. That's good. Yeah, it's almost as if, like, part of you is thinking, like, I don't know about me, it's like, do you mind if I just move all these just so we don't have to, like, out of order? But the problem is maybe to some extent you want to force your opponent, to obey the rules and have to actually move them within initiative order, if only so that you can get them to be slightly off center, and so that it can't have this kind of, because if you're just like when you start it off and it's all symmetrical, you know what it's like over time that as you fly the ships, it's just going to be slightly off, slightly off, slightly off. And then later it's going to get to the point where, because it couldn't maintain the precision, you're now going to start hitting your own ships. You're looking for that little bit of chaos maybe to where one ship bumped into another and then get to deny them the action. Maybe that makes me a horrible person, because I would never actually say that out loud. But I know as a player I'm going bump, bump, bump. So we'll see. Yeah, if there's no updates on the overlay, then we will just get damage reports and we can let you know. Right now, as far as we know, there was 1 shield on the Falcon and 1 on...
One shield off Luo, Tally, and
yeah.
1 off of Hal.
Yeah, so that's annoying. You like to be able to look at it and know. So this is costing Lulo, acting as a rabbit earlier. I doubt it might be able to get a range 3 shot on that back tie, but it's hard to know. All right. So is that a bump or is that a bump? It's a bump. Oh, that could potentially be. Oh, okay. Right, I was about to say, did it catch the front TIE fighter there? Because then that would have meant a dead Lulo. I think there will be no consequences, even though it's obvious that the swarm wants the Falcon. at least now there's no tempting. There, at least now Alex won't have a choice to do a take out a defensive tally. All right. So this is where let's see how defensive this ship can be. Well, it's not, you're not leveraging the arc, which is what you really need on a Ray titled Falcon. Right. What is the title? Ray's title is what? Someone tell me.
If the ship's
like-
in your arc, you can turn.
Is that what the title says?
Yeah.
It's like yeah.
You can spend the force to turn a blank to an evade or a hit. If it's in your mobile arc.
No, Patrick, do not tempt me to play. He does have table TO open, but I'm not mucking with any of it. All right, so here comes Han's shot. Probably 4 dice. It's something. Yep. Oh, slightly below average roll. And still spending one, and there we go. Okay, now we turn to 3, and he really wants to see a crit through. TIE fighters are not fan of crits. Ooh, okay, and there comes the crit. So let's see if there's something good. He'd love a blinded pilot here. Oh, was it? I think it was. Oh, that was perfect. Okay, so that's at least going to take away. He can't mod it. One, he had to spend the focus anyway, but
Blinded.
yeah. So he's going to need an action to clear that. Still, at the same time, in a Howl Runner swarm, you're looking to roll just one, and then you're looking to re-roll the miss into the other. So
Looks like
maybe
one in the
something-
Han there.
yeah. All right, so let's keep track. One
Like
so
this
far.
is Wampa here.
Wampa. And then the Howl Runner. Oof. 3, 1. So now, so
Two,
we're
so
probably
shields down.
Yeah, and we can. That's why those big tokens are so nice on the stream. Even when the overlay isn't working, we can still get a visual. So shields down on the Falcon. Oh, ooh, 2 crits and no shields and no consequences. Wait, who was shooting? Oh, that was Tally. That was Tally. My bad. Duh. Right. Look who's throwing the dice. That's right. I'm professional. Did he get the range 3 shot? I think he did.
Got it.
All right. Here comes 3 dice out of Lulo. No? What am I missing?
Looks like we got them mixed up.
Unless
maybe that
we
one
got,
up
yeah,
front is
maybe we've got it mixed up. Maybe that was Tally, that was the Rabbit, and that was Lulo up front. It's the only thing that makes sense. I guess you're going to want to go confirm that
I
as
will
well. Who had the
confirm that.
damage? Yeah. Okay. Back to Swarm. One more. Where's that going?
going to Han.
Yep, 1 into Han. So Han should be at 7 hull. All right. I didn't see a Howl Runner reroll. Maybe that was out of range of Howl. Maybe Howl's in the far back there, and that's just out of the range 1 bubble. But then again, yeah. So let's see. All right. That's based on that quick glance. It looks obstructed from the laser. The average roll. Oh, only 1. Wow.
Safe.
It could have been far worse for the Falcon. All right. Be a buddy. Give me a damage update. Oh, that was the blinded pilot. That's right. Now the blinded pilot says you can't. Is someone? I don't have it in front of me, so someone remind me in the chat. I know you can't modify the dice other than a force. Does that also include then the reroll? What's that?
2 on the Han, 1 on the Dell. The crit was the blinded crit was on Dell.
Blinded crit was on Del. What about, and then which ship was it? Lulo that had damage? Yep. Go check. Oh, is that 2 cards? Yeah, it's my screen is very compressed, so it's hard for me to see. If that's 2 cards on Han, okay. Okay, that is Lulo. Wow. Brave pilot. Okay. All right, thanks. Okay, so I mean, it's kind of obvious what the swarm is doing. It's going to turn a little bit. One option would have been awesome on the old Falcon, would have been just kind of hard one right here and maybe hope your opponent maybe turned around too much. A good option at this point is, since Del Mico is the one that's got the crit on it, you know, what's the initiative on there? 4? It's still going. Like you like Wampa and the Academy pilot have to go first here no matter what. They could even potentially self-bump into Miko if that's the lead ship up there on the top. To maybe in other words, instead of committing too much of a turn to the left, you're just kind of creating the effect of a bank, clown carring into your lead ship there. And then, I mean, this is a very effective strategy of how do you keep a swarm where it's at and not fly too fast, is intentionally set your maneuvers to bump into the lead ship. And then you're thinking, well, I don't get my mods. As long as Hal Runner is alive, you're still getting, for most of the ships, you know, the re-roll to get some kind of mod. You're always hoping to roll at least one and then re-roll into the other. And then Miko maybe will just move in there and try and block Han. And now, you know, you've still found a way to get all your guns on Han there. All right, there's a good chance, assuming that this angle Tally can 5 forward and then boost in and definitely get some shots in. Does Lulo just keep doing the same thing, which is like, whatever, I will go ahead and go 2 forward?
Why not? They keep going forward.
I mean,
He's
yeah,
not getting
they're
shots,
in front
so.
of it. Yeah, you still want to be able to get mods in some way, but at the same time, you don't want to, like, the A-Wing at some point makes the decision about, like, once it starts allowing shots to happen out its rear arc, unless it's getting chased, it realizes it's getting the one shot and then it's got to spend 2 turns getting back into the fight. So just to keep maintaining guns, even if they're not modded, he may choose to go 2 forward again, simply because he knows where those ships are going to be and it'll be without consequences. He's really racing in there. I think he's thinking he's going to block Han. So let's see.
Safe on that debris.
Yep.
Did hit that.
Let's see. There's 11 health on the Falcon, so 1 more, and Alex will have that ship to half points. So what is that, 112? So that's, 56 points. Yeah, he definitely went for the block strategy. I'm not really certain where Han could have gone. I don't know what the dial is. I don't think there's a hard 3 on that ship.
There is a hard 3 now.
There is? But would it fit, though? It's hard to tell. I don't think so. It's tough to tell at this angle.
If that TIE fighter behind the lead one there going in for the block on him wasn't there, I think it might. It's close.
Yeah. So he's staggering them out, doing some self-bumps on some. He's got a couple mods on a couple of them. So it'll be interesting to see. Yep, bumpsy bumped. Still rather maintain shots even though they're not modded, as opposed to just not shoot at all. And there's the 5 forward. Should have room to focus boost in. And then what will be nice is then that should have some of the ships in Tally's bullseye, which
Yes.
means then you can leverage Tally's ability for one of the shots against Han. Oh, he focused and did not boost in. Interesting. Dion is here trying to update the stats. Okay. Now, do you need us to do anything, or should this be good to go at this
Daniel
point?
should be able to do it now.
Okay.
Let Daniel know.
Daniel, you should be able to update the stats.
So if issues happen again, go ahead and click that
Refresh the cache. Gotcha. All right. So, Daniel, I'm going to look in the chat and see. For Moriarty. All right. Okay. Daniel, look in the chat and tell me. There'll be a bit of a delay, but tell me if you can't. I know you have been. It just got taken care of. So try again. We're not talking from right now. We're talking about going forward. Okay, so Bumskis, right?
Bumskis.
Yep. Now he's got to figure out, who do I want to shoot? I don't think. No, I haven't been paying attention, but let's just assume Iden still hasn't burned the charge yet, right?
Iden has not burned a charge yet.
What's that?
Iden has not burned the charge
There
yet.
you go. So it's like, doesn't matter. You just gotta force that charge to be spent. Only 2. May not be enough. We'll see. Okay, burns the force. Courtesy Ray. All right, only 1 damage. I still don't think. Well, I don't know what that meant, but okay. Takes a damage. I mean, even if Iden's down to 1 and you can hold off on not burning the charge, you do it. Not good there. And then, let's see, there's 2 swarm tactics, right? So we have 1 more ship that he's going to boost up, probably going to give it a range 1 shot. So 3 dice is something coming into the Falcon. Look at that. All right, so this is going to be hit crit into the Falcon. Is that direct hit? It is. Oof. Not much left on that Falcon. There's a chance that ship doesn't make it at this turn. Now, this is not to say all is lost for Michael here, because the TIE Swarm, it's not a fan of these new A-Wings. But you're talking about only a half hour for Michael to climb back into the match. So it can be done, but it's tough. Okay, that's the charge. Iden finally spent it. All right. Okay. Does Han make it? Ooh. Where's my heroic? So if we've got this right, Han may be down to 1.
Looks like it's right. Range 1 from this fighter here.
So I couldn't tell if it's obstructed, couldn't tell if it's range 1. It's definitely range
That's
1.
it.
Ooh, 2. I think that's it. Wait, or is it 2? Yeah. Yeah. Yep, that's it. Okay. Which should put Alex 112 to Michael's 22. Michael has his work cut out for him. All right. Now, we still have to kind of turn this swarm around. But Alex is definitely in charge at this point, so it'll be interesting to see this going forward. So, how long of a drive? You came up from Cleveland, right?
8 hours.
8 hours. What is wrong with you? Don't you have any other hyperspace trials to go to? I was complaining because it took me over 3 to get here.
I wasn't able to make Ohio's last weekend.
Now, there's Indianapolis next month. Does your work not allow you to schedule? There's one coming up in Michigan. That's got to be closer.
I just wanted to play some X-Wing.
You just want to play some. I was putting a softball out there for you. You were supposed to say, so I can see you, Gordon.
I'll come see you at anything, Gordon.
Oh, see, all right. You're willing to drive 8 hours to come see me. That is the correct answer, especially on someone's podcast and stream that is not my own. You know, if we can always find ways to make this about me, that is correct. Okay, how you doing, Bob? Bob, running the event here. How many players did we have at this event? 56, okay. And then when we had the regional here 2 years ago, we were at 57, right? Okay, all right. Still, that's not too bad. We'll take it. All right. All right, so here comes the job of starting to turn around. So over the debris we go, no consequence. That's got to be a 3K. Yep. And that's probably the same with his buddy. Buddies. I mean, it's the best choice.
Well, this is where Michael needs to take off at
It'll
least
be
one ship
interesting
this
what
round.
Lulo does here. If you know, A-Wings tend to not fear 2 dice attacks. This formation is now spreading out, so there's not going to be as much how runner rerolls coming back. Michael is in the hole here big time. He kind of has no choice but to keep pressure on and try to get something off the board here. Now is not the time to just run away with those A's. He's got to take the chance and get in there. All right. Let's see what Lulo's doing. Hard one. Let's see. Now he doesn't have anything other than heroic on the ship, so arc doesn't matter. He's not trying to leverage a bullseye. All right. So he is going to take the boost action and then do the linked rotate action out the rear. It's an unmodded shot, but he's definitely getting 3 dice onto something. In goes Tally. Tally, I probably is not going to boost him, but might. Again, he may feel like he's got to leverage Tally's charge. But if he does boost in, then now he's really limiting his options afterwards. So chances are just takes a focus here. He's just got to figure out what's the one ship both are coming at.
Iron Lungfish, thank you for the subscription.
Yeah, see?
Where are you at on that, Gordon?
Where am I at what?
You got to thank these people for their subscription.
I didn't need to because by this time I saw what was going on, you had already read it.
That's right.
You're just too good, Brandon. I can't keep up with you.
If only I was as good at X-Wing as I was commentating.
Yep. All right. So he's settled on his target and is going to need to shoot something probably twice and hope he gets rid of it. All right. Checking for the initiative 5s out of Alex first. Okay. How runner reroll. Ooh. All right. Probably no consequences here. Because even if he whiffs, and even if he didn't whiff, there's nothing worse. The A-Wing player is sad when the dice come up focus blank, because then it means you've got to burn your focus, especially if you're an advanced optic ship, or it was just enough paint to where you don't get to trigger heroic. Oh, look. HW.
HW Krat.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for the subscription. God, why am I thanking him? I'm not getting anything out of this. No, thank you, because I love Gold Squadron, and I love the fact that he is setting up the streams for us. So thank you very much for the subscription.
You're the
All
best,
right.
Dion.
Dion is the best. Okay. Well, only one shield here. Again, not the worst thing ever. So now he's got to figure out who he's shooting here. He's got to get a ship off the board. I'm assuming that guy, right? Yep, the closest one.
That's Lou over
I
there.
can't tell if that's range 1 or not. There. Okay, here we go. I'm going to say yes. Yes. Well, I mean, we'll know in a second, but if we see 4 dice coming in, then that's a big yes. Yep. Okay. All right. The sad thing, it's unmodded. And no
2.
consequences. He needed that. All right. Let's see if Tally can get lucky here. Do you spend it? This is the choice. Because there's nothing worse than spending it and then watching him roll 2 evades anyway, and now he's got see?
natties.
Yeah, clearly it was the right choice. See, the best way to play X-Wing is to look into the future and see what the results are and then make your decision. I mean, that's how I fly. I don't know how you fly, but that's how I fly.
Just like that, Gordon.
Just yeah. All right. So now you really need your 3 and 4 evade dice to come through here on just 2 attacks. But at some point, he's going to have to punch damage through if he wants to get back in this game. And he can't risk being too far away. Time is such a huge enemy against him here. It's like, how can I get shots on and then survive after staying close enough to fight? I mean, there's a good chance, say, Tally races forward, right? So these A-Wings have to, I mean, unless Alex dials in a hard 1 on, say, some key ships and then does some self-bumps to create a blocking situation, you know, those X-Wings have to go forward too. You know, he'd love to be able to clear the stress and then to get some actions afterwards. But again, that just moves your TIE fighter so far forward. So I'm very curious to see if he's going to create the self-bumps or he's just going to go forward, clear the stress, take whatever actions he wants if he can, and then maybe he's just then setting up K turns on the following turn. Who knows? This is, to my mind, this is kind of the harder part of flying the Swarm, right? It's like, to some extent, it's like you've got to make a decision. It's like, where am I going to have all of my arcs pointed? And they all kind of do the same thing. Then once your Swarm breaks up, now your mental state is different. You've got to really factor in 6 different vectors as opposed to just, say, the 1. And you do this over the course of a day, it can really wear you out. Let's see. There's my friend Chris in the chat asking who is taking Dion to some Western Kentucky barbecue mutton tonight. You are. You're only 3 hours away, Chris. Come here and go do that. Let's see. Oh, I'm being tapped. Hey, Franch. So we've got Franch here. Say hello to the people, Franch.
Howdy.
Howdy. How Kentucky of you. How was your drive-in? Smooth, uneventful.
No stops. 3
Yeah.
hours.
So you gain an hour, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going from Eastern to Central time. All right. So yeah, he's just kind of moving them forward. You know, he still has a decent amount of arcs available here.
So you get a block on Tally
You know,
here.
chances are, unless he tried to go straight thinking he could do a 5 past all of that, which I don't think he could do, chances are Tally...
Bestie 906.
There
Thank
you go.
For the
Thank you for the
subscribe.
subscription. What? All right. Let's see. I bet you Lulo did out to the left.
Looks like a 5 straight.
5 straight. Did he make it? Did he make it? Because that'd be awesome if he did. That'd be a range 1 rear shot. But there, yeah, game of operation at this point. Gonna have to probably mark some ships. Yep. It's always great to see the teamwork there. Get this done.
Blocked.
I do not think he's in there. Nope. This could be a very sad tally. Oh, at least enough of... Okay. I couldn't tell from that angle. There's enough of a gap in there. That's not as bad necessarily. Here is what's bad. Because it's blocked, you don't get to do an action and then do the chained action off of that, the linked action off of that to rotate the arc. So hopefully Tally has arc on that other ship there just ahead of her and to the right. Changing my audio levels? Okay. Now that's funny where I'm soft-spoken. Really? That's hilarious. How's your game going, Dion?
Going good.
People want to know. Are you getting revenge against Lance?
I'm trying.
Good. Dion is also facing a tie swarm in his first match. Okay, is that the last shield on Tally? Yes, I think so. All right. Tally hopefully is going to use the charge. I've found that if I don't have that little charge token out by the ship, I forget it. But with these large Chad tokens, it's, you can't keep it by the ship necessarily. Was this a crit?
It is.
And
Fuel
it is
leak.
fuel leak. The nice thing about the fuel leaks are such a waste when it's like there's only one health anyway,
Yeah.
But I think that's the first on that ship, so it could potentially be a problem.
That's
Now,
a
does-
dead Tally, I think.
No, that's Alex playing
that
defense
Alex?
there, yeah.
Okay.
So did he get a ship? I don't think so. It's just a damage. But we are probably getting into half-point territory in some ships. Let's see, I'll have to look. All right. Ooh, so that is the role that you hate to see as the A-Wing player. If you're going to spend the token, you want maximum benefit from it. But at this point, he doesn't have a choice. All right. So are we... I think we're done.
Looks like it.
Want to go see... I'm assuming this is accurate and everything, but do me a favor, just go verify what you see there. Do we have How Runner at 1 there and Miko at 2? So basically the only ship
Hal
that
Runner and Dell.
well, according to this, the only ship that doesn't have damage is Iden. Just go verify that. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yeah, Michael really needed that to go better. I'm assuming Tally here turns out to the left, whether it's the 2 hard or the 2 bank, just to get the rear arc and just keep the gun in the fight. Lulo is probably, I don't know, if Lulo's not stressed, maybe Lulo can do a hard one in and try to shoot the ship that's chasing it. Do a hard one to the right. The problem now is going to be the A-Wings are not going to have coordinated fire. They're just going to you're going to split the fire. So that also works in Alex's favor. And then on top of all that, we've still got 18 minutes to go. This is where 2 dice against 3 can be a problem. He's going to really need Alex to blank out on some stuff.
And these stats look right after walking over there.
What's that?
The stats look right after walking over there.
Okay. Yay, stats. Yeah, I am commenting for this one game since I have a bye. I figured, why not? I do not know if there will be commentary on the follow-up games. I assume they're probably going to... I don't know if he's going to try to set up table audio or not.
I think he said he was going to do table audio. But
Yeah.
There might not be commentating.
If I think what we want to see is we want to see Dion win all of his games within 15 minutes.
Yes.
And then come back and then comment on the remainder of the game that's ongoing on the stream.
Table everyone.
I mean, if he cared about us, that's what he would do. So, we need you to not only win the event quickly, Dion, we need you to also then comment on the other matches. All right, we have 15 minutes. Well, then maybe they got a little bit delay here, but he just announced 15 minutes left in the round for the rest of the tables. So, right, there's the K turns. And here's the response. They only have to suffer me just this. Oh, good, no Gordon. Yes, that's the spirit, guys. I am the worst for a reason. Reasons. There you go. Why limit it to just one? All right. So we've got a bunch of K turns, and then he's now committing. Yeah, he's like, let's send half my swarm after one A wing and half after the other. Yes, I am gonna fly my A wings again. All right, was it the hard one? Right. No, that's a 2. Sorry. That's a 2. And does he have someone out that rear arc? Looks like it. But does have a focus for defense. So he's got to focus and rotate. Yep. Really hopes he can clear that ship. Unless that's Iden, then that would be sad. All right. Oof. Nice. Okay. He needs that. Lulo is out the rear. Which one's shooting first? So that might be a tally. Yep. Okay. Okay. Just a crit. Let's see who this is. Loose stabilizer. That looks like the first damage. So was that against... would that have been Iden then?
I think that's Iden.
That's probably Iden. Not good. It wouldn't be so bad if he could get just one more damage on all of these ships, but he's got to do that on 5 other ships. Yeah, this one's probably decided. There's a little bit of points there. Okay, heroic. There we go. Heroic represents such a nice emotional floor.
It's such a nice card. I just never seem to roll all blanks on it
Well,
when I have it equipped.
Taking Heroic guarantees that you now roll some paint as opposed to prior to taking Heroic where you wouldn't roll any at all. All it does is just slightly improve your results. Ooh. Not good. Let's see what happens. Yeah, and see, that's the roll. That is the roll the A-Wing player hates more than anything. Just the one paint that doesn't do you any good. The focus after it's been spent. So, yeah. And there's the ship. And yeah. And so I think at this point, it's just a matter of what can he do for MOV. There's just too many ships. Not enough time. Alex was able to successfully just find that initial approach and keep the guns on. Well done by Alex. The well-flown TIE Swarm is super, super scary, and your chance against it is get the swarm to be broken up and maybe to get him to take the bait on something. But Alex's choice of kind of giving himself room to play in that basket where his ships currently are and to keep the fight in that basket where he didn't have to suffer consequences and fight in the rocks. So if Michael had to do this all over again, he probably would not have committed so fast into that. He would have tried to have taken his time a little bit. The danger of taking your time against a lot of ships, though, especially high agility ships, is maybe he can't get in damage fast enough. So I'm not saying it's easier said than done. All I can say is letting Alex dictate where the fight took place definitely gave Alex the win here. Patrick, you have punished your dice, and they will no longer heroic into 12 blanks anymore because you threatened to put them in an oven and then burn them with what? Like that torch? Your dice will obey you now, Patrick. You're fine. I did see it. Okay. So for those who don't know, today is a one-day only event. We will have 6 and then a cut into the top 8. I think at some point we're having a lunch break. I think at some point we're having even a dinner break, or at least that's what's going to happen between. I'd have to look at the schedule. At some point, I probably need to get some pictures so we can post it onto Facebook so we can see. It's a good store. I like this store. This is where I won a regional.
It's a nice store.
It's a nice store.
Nice people down here in Kentucky.
Well, some. I mean, I'm in Kentucky.
Everyone I've met so far has been
except
very
for me.
nice.
Except for me. Yeah. I mean, I grew up in California. The people here are way better. Yes, I just made a disparaging. Now California kicked me out, so it's like they're like good riddance. All right. And, never want to see that. Forced to spend it. And, range 2. That's at least good. Ooh, okay. And that, I don't know, any more shots? One more? And
get one through.
More, and I think we're down to 1. So Alex wants his 200 points. He wants that maximum. Well, I mean that would be a very, very high scoring MOV for him, right?
Very.
Getting 200 to 37 on a swarm, where swarms are used to losing some ships. That's a great opening round for Alex. For those who don't know, Alex was one of the participants in the Scum and Villainy Aces Challenge that took place on Vassal. Have you been able to see any of that?
I have not.
Like Morgan Reed and Tyler Tippett and Ryan Farmer. Ricky, the host of Scum and Villainy, gathered a bunch of pilots of renown, and Alex was one of his choices. I believe Ricky and Alex are kind of in the same part of the country, so he's got to see firsthand what Alex can do. Yep, just closing the net. Good chance. Let's see. What would Tally do at this point? Is there even room to race 5 forward out there? For example, does that block, or does he then do a barrel roll to block the? Nope.
I think that blocks a 5 forward.
I think that maybe, yeah. That my initial assumption is that does block a 5 forward. Let's see where Tally went. I might have squeaked by. I can't tell what he's doing. He just wants to. Okay, just marking. Hi, Mikhail. Hi, Camden. We are live commenting, yes. Dang.
You're ruining ruining other people's stuff now.
Why ruin just one podcast or show when I can ruin many? I do not know what Dion was thinking. I don't think he was thinking. I mean, you could say he'll go back after the fact and edit this. This is being live streamed. I mean, it's too late. The damage is done.
You've probably done thousands of Patreons of damage at this point.
That's right. It's like you bought stock in a company and it just keeps getting devalued. Yes. All right. Tally was able to not be blocked. Tally's going to shoot. Does Tally spend? Well, it depends on how many shots he's coming back. I don't think he has a choice. Yeah. So needs a blank here. Of course not. And now, are there return shots? All right. All Alex needs is one. Is there anything that's downtown? Of course there is. All right. Just one should be okay. Yep. All right. Chances are, I would say Tally's probably, I don't know. Not to jinx it, but I'm going to guess Tally's going to live another day and we're going to get one more turn out of this.
There's 2 coming in. Safe.
Yep.
4.
Yep. Just as a reminder, while we are getting commentary on this match, I cannot say for certain there will be on the next few matches at least. Chances are we're just simply going to stream it without commentary. I could be wrong. Last time I asked, I don't know if he had anyone lined up to do commenting. I'd like to think he'd at least hop in and give an update when he's done with his games, Dion. But we shall see. All right. So, if you're Tally, I mean, if I'd just keep flying and escaping. I mean, I just would not try to get shots here. I would also 5 forward and boost and just take my 37 points and go on to the next round.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, you're in a huge MOV hole. Take what you can get. Okay. Yeah. And if they're fast enough, they can still set dials for one more turn for Alex, and then he's probably going to be able to get a shot or two in the next round. He's got a couple TIE fighters that are positioned to be able to do follow-up shots. But if I had to make a call, Tally escapes this match alive. Interesting. Does the 3. Chances are we are focus boosting. Depends on whether he feels then that takes him out of range of shooting that last TIE fighter. So it's like, is he deciding to take his 37 points and go home, or is he still trying to find a way to... Yep. Okay, now, does he do the boost? It's like, because in his mind he's thinking that may get me out of range 3 and then I'm not shooting anything at all, and maybe he's thinking he wants more points that way and just trust that his dice are going to, oh, okay, well, let's see. All right, that does shift his target now. Now chances are it's obstructed against that other ship. Let's see. Let's see who he can shoot. Well, we've got to do Alex's I-5s first. Do any of them have a target? Yep, there's one, and I can't tell if that's obstructed. I'm going to guess no. Well, he was just measuring range. Let's see. We'll see how many dice he throws. Interesting. That's almost like what? Range 2 not obstructed? Only 3 dice? This angle looks askew. You'd think that's
where his arc is.
I guess so. Oh, right. You're right. If you draw out from the line of the arc, you're forced to go past the obstacle and not through it from closest point to closest point. Duh. This is why I am terrible. Oh, and that's game. The worst roll the A-Wing likes to see. All right. Still, that was just some textbook flying of a TIE swarm there, everybody. Does he get? Oh, it is in the same initiative. Does he at least get to shoot something? And then you're trying to figure out, is there anyone I can get points on? Not saying, well, you can try this guy. Let's see if he gets something. Okay, heroic, and that's just how it should end, on a heroic, of course. Yes, even better. And ooh, it's almost like a miserable day of golf. But you have that one amazing shot that makes you want to come back and suffer the misery again. And that's it right there. All right. So I'm sure there may be some slight tweaking of the points there at the end. Clears the ship. Yay. Good job, Michael. All right. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This round is going to end soon. I don't know how long it'll take us to get up and running. Don't go away. If you're lucky, we'll get some commentary. I will see what I can do to get people to... I'll talk to Dion about whether or not we can get people to hop on at the end of their match or something. Maybe that's a good compromise. It's
Maybe.
like, if you finished your match, come do commentary. I don't care who you are. We'll see what he decides. I mean, you know, he's the professional, not us. We'll see what he wants to do. But Brandon, you ready to go play?
Ready as I'll be.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, I think I'm good to go. So we're going to go get ready to get going. And, say that real quick.
East Palo.
East Palo.
Thank you for the subscription.
Thank you for the subscription. We're going to get ready to go play. You guys stay tuned. Hopefully we can get some commentary. And on behalf of Brandon, I've been the worst. And what does he always say? Gold Squadron
out?
Is it Gold Squadron podcast or Gold Squadron out?
I think it's just Gold Squadron out.
Let's try that. Gold Squadron out.